Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial and a review of this Deck of Scarlette palette. Also, sorry if you hear some birds chirping in the background. It is so hot here today. I had to have my window open, so hopefully that's not too bothersome. So if you don't know what Deck of Scarlette is, it is a subscription service where every second month you get a new palette. And this palette right here is in collaboration with Babs Beauty. So each palette comes with every product you need to create a full face of makeup, and it is only $29.95. And I think Deck of Scarlette is a cool idea because it's a good way to step out of your comfort zone and try new products, maybe some colors that you normally wouldn't use. It is cruelty-free and made in the US, and it is available in the US, Canada, and the UK as well. So each palette comes with 2 lip products. And then it also comes with 3 eyeshadows and 2 face products, so like a blush and a highlighter. So I really like this palette because it has a lot of purple and mauve tones to it, which is right up my alley. So I think there is some gorgeous color combos you could use with this palette. And this month's palette also came with a one-stroke graphic lip crayon as well. This is what the shade looks like. It is super pigmented and super creamy, so I'm excited to try that out. And just a disclaimer before we get going, this video is sponsored by Deck of Scarlette, but as always, all opinions are 100% my own. Okay, so we are going to get started on the eyes first. I'm just taking some Urban Decay Primer Potion and popping that on my lids. By the way, I apologize for my crazy hair today. But like I said, it is way too hot here, so I am definitely not going to be wearing a wig today. But I am getting my hair done on Wednesday, and so I'm excited for a bit of a change. I'm excited for you guys to see that. Okay. And what I love about Deck of Scarlette is that the face products, obviously, they're super versatile, so you can totally use these as eyeshadow, and that's what I'm going to do today. So for the first shade on the eyes, I'm going to be taking a Bob D. And I'm going to be throwing that into the crease. So just taking this Sigma diffused crease brush, I'm taking Bob D, and I'm just going to begin to pop that into the crease. And even though this isn't meant to use as an eyeshadow, it is very pigmented and it is blending out quite nicely. And I already have my foundation on. And my brows, obviously, because my brows take way too long to do on camera. And then once you're happy with that, just take a clean blending brush and just really diffuse that edge. And I'm also going to be taking that underneath the eye as well. Whenever I do shadows underneath the eye, I do like to smoke them out quite a bit. You don't need to do it as far as I do, but hey, I find it's a good way of hiding my under eye bags. And I don't really know, I haven't really planned this look out beforehand, so I'm kind of just going with it. Oh, and one other thing I was just going to mention, I don't normally like when palettes have both creams and powders because I find usually it gets super messy, and then when you're dusting the powders they just land in the lip products or the cream contour and it gets really messy. But this palette does have the two separate pieces here, so you can just keep the lip part closed when you're using the powders, so I do really like that. And this purple color Sophia right here is totally calling my name, so we're gonna jump into that one next. And that one, I'm gonna focus on the outer corner of the eye. So I'm going to take that on a smaller crease brush. And I really like the pigmentation of that so far. There is a little bit of kickback with the powders, but nothing too bad. And I'm slowly just blending out that edge. I am really liking that purple. If you do get any fallout, just take a really fluffy brush and just dust it away. Usually works pretty well. And I think I'm going to create a halo eye, so I'm taking Sophia again, and I'm just going to place that on the inner part of the eye. And then on the lower lash line, I'm just taking this shade right here, which is called Making Mauves. I just took that on a fluffy brush and I'm just blending then to go with the top shadow, just take any purple water or purple pencil, and I'm just popping that into the waterline just to match the purple shades that we have on the lid. And then last but not least, for the center of the lid, I'm going to be going in with Peachy Keen. And I'm just going to be applying that with a flat brush. This one is the Smith 256. So my personal favorites from this palette would be the Bobbity color, which is meant to be a blush, but again I used it in the crease. And then Making Mobs. I find the matte shadows in this palette were especially gorgeous and easy to blend out. But I do also like this Peachy Keen color. It has a nice shimmer to it. Then apply your favorite black eyeliner. I really like this Makeup Forever Aqua XL ink liner. It is waterproof and long lasting. And then just doing a bit of mascara. And actually for the bottom, I'm going to be doing some individual lashes. And for the top, I'm just going to be applying some lashes that I stacked. These are from Huda Beauty. These are the Scarlette and the Noel lashes that I just stacked on top of each other. So you totally could do this with tweezers, but I like just applying them with my fingers. I feel like it works best for me. And obviously this step is optional, but I really like doing the bottom lashes lately. I feel like it just adds a little bit extra drama to the look. Okay, so now that eyes are completed, we're going to move on to the face. So for this particular palette, they didn't really have a face product that would work for my skin tone as blush, but I love how they keep all skin tones in mind because this would be great on deeper skin. So I think I'm going to try mixing these two shades here for a blush. And I actually really like how this looks. That's one thing that's nice about this palette, is that it is super versatile, so you can kind of mix and match the products and what you would use them for. And then I'm just going to do a bit of quick contouring here. This is Breakup, which is the Cool Porcelain shade from Makeup Geek. It's a really nice contour color for pale people like myself. So we're just going to move on to lips. So I'm going to go in with the One Stroke Graphic Lip Crayon that was included here. This is super creamy and it has a really, really nice finish. I've actually been kind of steering away from liquid lipsticks these days just because they are so drying and they're just making my lips look a little bit crusty these days. So I like something that has a little bit of a glossy finish to it, and this is definitely a nice product. I'm not the best at applying this type of lip product though, so I'm definitely going to have to go in here and clean it up with some concealer, which I normally do anyways. So I'm quite happy with this. Like I said before, a cool thing about Deck of Scarlette is that you get to try out things you wouldn't necessarily normally pick for yourself, and this lip color is not something I would ever go for, but now that I have it on, I'm really happy with it. And then for finishing touch, I'm just going to take Plump, which is this pinky kind of mauve-y shade in the palette, and I'm just popping that on the center of the lip just a little bit. Just to lighten up the center of the lip just a bit. But since I didn't show these lip products in the palette on their own, I'll just quickly swatch these for you guys. So here is Plump. As you can see, it's super pigmented and creamy, and these have a really nice glossy finish to them. And then I'll just take Brownie. Really nice pigmentation, and they, yeah, like I said, they go on really, really smooth. So here's the finished look. All in all, I am really happy with the palette. I find the pigmentation's good. All the shadows were really blendable and the lip colors are super pigmented. I find it is a good amount of product for the price. And if you're not subscribed, the palettes are $44.95, but if you are subscribed, you do save money. So I will put a link in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!